Hey, what's up, everyone? It's me, it's Dave, it's yoga time. It's class number 92. Wow, wow, wow. Yeah, what an amazing achievement it is if you've made it this far. Because I always say that the hardest thing is showing up. So if it's your first time and you're a little bit curious about yoga, then well done for making it this far. And if you've done loads of my classes, then you'll kind of know what to expect. But we mix it up loads, don't we? Because yoga's, there's lots of different teachers in yoga, and we look at the physical aspect of it here. But sometimes we drop a little bit deeper and we work with our breath, and maybe we get a little bit philosophical now and again. Not all the time. I'm looking at my face, and probably I should have had a shave today, shouldn't I? Oh well, it doesn't matter. Life's not about being perfect, is it? It's about progress and not perfection. And that's the way that I think about our yoga practice together. So get rid of anything where you think about, it needs to look a certain way, or I'm too old, or I'm not flexible enough, or I don't have the right clothes, or my mat's not very good, or I don't have enough time. Just try and get rid of all of that, and just be with yourself and be super curious. That's the way I think about yoga. So much of yoga is seen as being like, oh my God, it's got to look so beautiful. And, I've got to be able to do handstands, or I've got to be able to do a beautiful pose on a beach, or, on a mountaintop. And those things are probably not that relevant for most people. And it does probably put a lot of people off doing yoga. So think of your yoga practice, if you can, as just this little journey. It's a little present to yourself, and you're curious about what is going on for you. That's it. Don't have to worry about anything else. Doesn't matter what it looks like. Doesn't really matter about what it feels like, as long as you're not hurting yourself. We just go on this little meander together, like this. Probably. We can do it like this. A little bit more flowy. All right. So we'll do a little bit of a little bit of seated at the start. I'll bring the energy right down, and we'll check in with our breath and check in with our physical body. And then we'll flow a little bit today. Nice, slow flow. And, some more static postures in between, and then some more dynamic postures where we move a little bit quicker. But the flow part will be nice and gentle. So come and sit on your mats if you're not there already. You might be like, Dave, you're the only one that's not sitting on your mat, mate. Don't know why you'd say it in that voice. But I'm just going to adjust my camera. And there's my mat, beautiful. I'm just going to move this chair out of the way a little bit so that's not in the way. I'm here at the Space to Breathe Collective. I'm just going to grab a block, which is a cooperative, not-for-profit yoga studio in Leicester City Centre. Beautiful place. So you can see here, I talked about this last week. Maybe you bring a little block. If you haven't got something like that, then you've probably got a book like that, or you maybe have a blanket and you can roll the blanket up. Why I do that is this. I just place it under my sit bones, and then I sit on it. And then I can kind of I just sit on the edge of it, and then I can bring my knees down. Now I look like a proper yogi, don't I? Because, if I sit like this without a block, then my knees are all right. They're all good, but there's a little bit of tension in my hips. So I like to sit on something, and props are not cheating. They're just aiding, and they're drawing alignment into your body. And even though I talked a lot about, don't worry about what it looks like, think about your alignment a little bit here. So loads of length in the spine. Find somewhere comfortable for your hands. Palms are up or the palms are down. It doesn't really matter. And then think about shoulders. In fact, let's do this together. Shrug the shoulders up and then bring the shoulders down. Shoulders up, shoulders down. If you want to get really complex with it, then you can inhale up, exhale down. So you wear your shoulders like earrings. There they are. And then you just drop the shoulder blades down your back. Maybe one at a time. That can feel nice. And then maybe just roll the shoulders a few times. Big circles. You can go slow, maybe roll them back a few times. Oof, what does that feel like? I really get into that part of the body. And a little bit of movement through the neck. So inhale the head to the left. And then as you exhale, bring your head to the right. Inhaling left. And exhaling right. Be nice and gentle here. Inhale as the head goes to the left. Exhale as your head goes to the right. Inhaling left. Exhaling right. A couple more times either side. And And then the next time your head goes over to the right, take a nice deep inhale and come all the way back to center. Nice. And then just do a few circles with your head. Chin comes up, nose comes up. Sorry, so the chin comes down and then the nose comes up. You can't bring the chin up and the nose up at the same time. Well, I guess you can. It can be small circles, they can be a little bit bigger. Whatever works for you. And then your head comes back to center and then just begin to circle out the other way. I like to close the eyes here. It feels good. Drop a little bit deeper, and when my eyes are closed, then that physical or I guess visual stimulus is taken away. And then I can just drop into my body a little bit more. I'm not thinking about what the wall looks like or what the light's like in the room. I'm just gazing inwards. And maybe you bring your gaze in between your eyes, the third eye, all that mystical part of the body. What can you see there? And then when you're ready, bring your head all the way back to center. And then if your eyes are closed, come with your eyes open. Nice. And then if you're sat on something, remove it like I'm doing, and then lean back into your arms, and then just drop your knees on either side, just so you don't get any tension. And remember, with this part, I should have said at the start, really, if you want to do this on the chair, you can do this all with this part on the chair. You don't have to be sat on the floor. It doesn't matter. And I know some of you guys watch this yoga when Carolina teaches, and Carolina covers my classes sometimes. She's an amazing teacher, and she teaches here at the Space to Breathe as well. And she's done some sound baths for you guys on the virtual village hall. Anyway, it was my 50th birthday the other week. You might have heard me talk about it. And anyway, she gave me an hour and a half personal sound bath. And I had like sound bowls on my belly and on my head and on my legs. Oh, it was so good, on my head. And then I had a gong bath. Wow, what a beautiful person she is, so kind. Anyway, just thought I'd let you know that. Come with your legs crossed. Hopefully Virtual Village Hall will put one of their sound baths on again, because sound can be so healing. All right, this is what we're going to do here. We'll do one more movement, then we'll sit still just for a moment. So inhale the chest as it comes forward. Exhale as you round your spine. So just pick a direction you want to go in. Don't get too fussy about it. And then, if you're feeling a bit tight in the spine, you can be here and you're like, shake. So breathe into it. And if everything feels a little bit more open, I've already done this morning, so I'm into it. And then just begin to circle the hips in one direction. That looks good. Keep going. I'm just going to turn the comments on because all I've got is my private chat on. So hi to Irene again. Teresa's here again. Pauline's here. Beautiful. Welcome, you guys. Really nice to see you. Well, I can't see you, but I'm pretending I can. And then come back the other way. I sometimes do this thing where I'm like, oh yeah, everyone looks amazing. And you're probably thinking, how does he know? I don't, but I can visualize. And I think it does. And I know you do. Because remember, it doesn't matter what it looks like. Breathe into the spine. Circle your torso around your hips. Simple, beautiful movements here. Oh, it's good, isn't it, this yoga? Inhale, come back to center. And then a full releasing exhale. Nice. And then get comfortable. Maybe sit back onto something. I've been promising this from the start, and we're 10 minutes into the class. Make sure you feel relaxed. Lengthen in the spine, relax your shoulders down. And then we'll do this. You place your left hand down and then palm up, and then your right hand onto your left hand. And then just this little offering. And sit nice and still. And then maybe just draw your attention inwards. Eyes can be closed, or the gaze can be soft. And I like to just bring my thumbs together here. So my thumbs are touching. Create that little energy seal. We've moved the body a little bit so far. But now just check in with how you feel physically. Maybe scan the body right from the tips of the toes to the crown of the head. And then you can go all the way back down. And then just notice how your breath feels. Inhaling up, exhaling all the way back down to the pit of the belly. So here we go. I'm going to stay quiet now for just under 2 minutes. Can I do it, everyone? Just breathe deeply. And then just take 2 more complete rounds of breath here. And then when you're ready, you can slowly, if your eyes are closed, open your eyes or bring your gaze up. And then you can unclasp the hands and give the fingers a little shake out, a little bit of movement in the body. Nice work, everyone. What did you feel then? Be curious about what it's like when you sit still. Maybe some of you guys have got a regular meditation practice. For some of you, maybe it feels a little bit like, whoa, we're not trying to forget. We're not trying to drop so deep that there's no thoughts. Thoughts will come and thoughts will go. But what we're trying to do, I guess, is not attach ourselves to those thoughts. So the way I do this is I think about the thought and I think, is that useful or not? And it usually isn't, so I just let it go by. But it's that gentleness, isn't it? Dropping a little bit deeper in and paying some attention. And we don't spend much time doing that anymore. We don't do it enough where we're just that wondering, right? That wonder, soft fascination, when you go out into nature and you're just taking everything in this really beautiful way. But we spend so much time stimulated now by things that probably damage us in some way, screens and stuff. And I'm just as bad as anyone else. I'm not saying that I don't do that. I'm terrible at it and I'm trying not to. But the tech companies are very clever. And they keep us engaged. All right, if you start something, remove it and place it off to one side. And then we're going to come onto all fours. I'm going to get up here because I don't like this backdrop of the bag of my jacket, so I'm going to move that out of the way. Maybe that's what I was thinking in my meditation. And then come onto all fours. This is a really nice place to be. Remember, if your knees feel sore, pad them out, place a blanket underneath or maybe a top, and then here, spread out through the fingers. Then just step your right foot back, press into your toes. Really feel that activation through the whole length of your right leg. What does that feel like? Is it in the calf, the bottom of the feet? Could be everywhere. You can lift the leg. You might give it a little move around, like bend the knee, stretch it out. Remember, don't think about this too much. Just bring some movement into the hip and the leg, strengthening the hamstring very gently. And then come to the other side. Maybe you start with pressing into the toes. What does it feel like compared to the other side? Does it feel the same? Are you as tight on both sides? Are you as open on both sides? Who knows, people? All right, lift the leg, maybe stretch it out, maybe bend the knee. Breathe super deep. When you've had a good move around, come back to all fours. And then we'll move through cat and cow just to kind of work the spine. So this is your inhale. Drop the belly down, your head And your heart lift. And then as you exhale, you round your spine, press into the hands. Inhale forward. Exhale round. Inhale forward. And exhale round. And then just get into a nice steady rhythm here. Flexing the spine. Inhaling heart center. Lifts, head of the heart lifts. Exhale round the spine. Tuck the chin towards the chest. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Couple more rounds. Inhale, come back to center. Then split your knees nice and wide. Big toes touch. And bring your sit bones back onto your heels. Come into child's pose. Do it this way. Bring your palms so the face up. Only if your head feels safe on the ground here. If it doesn't, then place your head on your hands or on a blanket. Make fists maybe. And breathe super deep here. So when the palms are up, we kind of let the body melt and we resist that temptation of trying to pull ourselves into a shape that the physical body probably doesn't want to get into. Nice. Take one more complete round of breath. Really breathe through the length of the spine. And then a full release and exhale through the mouth. Do that 2 more times. Inhale through the nose. Fill the lungs, fill the back body. And exhale, let it go through the mouth. One more deep inhale. Full release and exhale. Beautiful. Turn the palms over, come back to all fours. Nice. And then what we're going to do is something very simple. We're going to just tuck the toes over. No, I shouldn't say that. It might not be very simple. Walk the hands back towards the knees and then just begin to come to stand. We're going to see how this camera's set once I stand up. I'm probably going to cut my head off. Whoop, there it goes. And let me just make a little adjustment. Come to the top of your mat. I think you can still see me there. I'm just moving my mat back just a little bit. You don't need to see all of my mat anyway. Beautiful, you can see it. So stand in Tadasana, feet about hip width apart, and your palms face forward. So this is that proud, strong pose. Press all 4 corners of the feet into the floor. So my legs are kind of zipped up. They're not kind of like super, where they're really, really tight, but I'm engaging my muscles in my thighs a little bit. Back of my neck is long. Palms are face forward. I'm closing my eyes. Maybe I'm rocking around a little bit from side to side. We're going to move through a little bit of flow, and then we're going to do a few dynamic movements. So when you're ready, bring your hands to heart center. Nice place to start. Anjali Mudra. Inhale, sweep your arms up. And then as you exhale, come into a forward fold. Nice. Inhale, find some length, come up halfway. Then as you exhale, hands are down, step 1 foot back and then the other. And then from here, take an inhale, just to lengthen here into your plank. Nice and gentle. As you exhale, drop your knees and then lower all the way to the floor. So keep your elbows tucked in as much as you can. You just lower, 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 slowly. And then you're down on your belly, and then you press the tops of the feet into the floor. Lift the heart center, roll your shoulders back, cobra pose. Then as you exhale, nice and simple, all the way back to all fours. Then tuck your toes, lift your hips. Come into down facing dog. Separate your feet nice and wide, hip width apart. Keep a generous bend in the knees. Let the head drop down. Breathe down the entire length of the spine. Nice deep inhale. Full exhale. One more like that. Deep inhale. Full exhale. And then bend your knees a bit more. Hinge your hips. And then just walk your feet to the top of your mat. You might do it in 1. You might do it like this. 2, 3, 4. Doesn't matter. Inhale, come up halfway. Don't headbutt anything. Exhale, forward fold. Press into your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms high and wide. And then as you exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Nice. Do that one more time on the breath. Inhale up. Exhale, fold in deep. Inhale, lengthen, come up halfway. Exhale, hands down, gently step back, 1 foot then the other. If you need to do that in more than one step, that's fine. You might arrive here like I do, it's a bit high. Then you inhale, you come into your plank. Perfect. Exhale to lower. Drop the knees or lower all the way down in one piece, your choice. Inhale, scoop your chest forward, roll your shoulders back. And then as you exhale, back into downward facing dog. So remember in down dog, the legs don't have to be straight. If you bend the knees and you tighten the hamstrings like this, you'll find more length in your spine. One more deep inhale. Beautiful. As you exhale, bend your knees into your hips. And then bring yourself to the top of your mat. Inhale to find some length. And then exhale as you're folding deep. And then press into your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms high and wide. And then exhale, frame your beautiful hands at heart center. And then bring your hands down back into Tadasana. Stand in the center of your mat. So you can stand face on to the top of your mat. I'm going to turn to the side so I can see you guys. Have your feet about hip width apart. That feels good. Give your legs a little shake. Bring your right hand on your heart. Inhale the left arm to the left. There's the movement. Exhale your right arm to the right. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Nice, powerful breath. So the feet are nice and planted, and then your movement just really comes from your hips, from your torso. And then make it a little bit more informal. Maybe bring the arms down, swing them side to side. Maybe the kind of backs of the hands just whack onto the glutes nice and gently. Stick your tongue out if you want. Nice. And then come all the way back to center. And then the palms are face forward again. Nice deep inhale here. And then a full releasing exhale. One more like that. Deep inhale. And then a full exhale. All right, everyone. Do you want to do some lion's breath? I think you should. Yeah, Gene. So for the sun salutations that we just did, instead of coming here into downward facing dog, then I encourage you to come here and then come into child's pose. So you just do this version, and then if we're down here in plank, then see if you can support yourself on the knees. And you might not want to come all the way down here. You might just want to push back into child's pose. We'll do a little flow like that. So let's see how you get on with that. But let's do a little bit of lion's breath first. Hopefully you can join in and enjoy this one. All right. So with this one, we stick a tongue out. We kind of like roar it out. So I'll show you what it looks like. Come closer. So you inhale through your nose, and then you exhale like this. So this is about releasing and getting rid of anything that's stuck inside you, like frustration and tension. So we'll do this one, goddess pose. So spin your toes out. You see my toes are spun out and my heels are spun in. And then we bend into the knees and then we come here, all right? All right, come out of it. You know where we're gonna go. We're gonna inhale 3 times, we're gonna exhale 3 times. Stick your tongue out, you can look up, a little bit like a haka, in the New Zealand rugby team, or all the New Zealand sports teams. All right, hands into cactus, bend into the knees. You can be here, you don't have to be all the way down. So nice deep inhale through your nose. Exhale, lion's breath. Inhale. Exhale. One more, nice deep inhale. And a full exhale. Inhale all the way up. Bring your hands down and then give your legs a little shake out. Hey, we can do the weird stuff as well, you know, everyone. All right, let's do a little flow from child's pose. Let's see how we get on from here. So come to stand with the hands at heart center. Take an inhale, sweep your arms up. As you exhale, come into that standing forward fold. Keep your knees bent if you need to. From here, press into your feet. Inhale, come all the way back up. And then as you exhale, into your forward fold. So we're going to do this. This is dynamic movement, so you're using the breath. Inhale up. Hint of the back bend maybe. Look up to the palm if the neck feels good. Exhale down. Nice. Inhale up. And exhale down. We're going to do this 5 more times. Loads of time. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, press into the feet, sweep the arms high and wide, use the breath. Exhale down. 3. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, use the breath. 1 more, deep inhale. And then a full exhale. And then this time, come all the way down, maybe on the fingertips, if you're feeling a little sore in the hands, or maybe flatten the palms, and then just simply bring one shin down and then the other. I should stop saying simply, I do apologize. Bring your big toes together, and then bring your hands out forward, and then back into child's pose, and then just breathe here. Deep inhales, full, releasing exhales. Nice deep inhale. And a full exhale. 1 more like that. Deep inhale. And a full exhale. Nice. And then see if you can do this. Again, if you've got problems with the wrists, and sometimes you can make fists. So you make fists instead, and then just push up with straight arms here. And then that takes a little bit of the strain out. From here, maybe just shuffle yourself back a little bit. And then we're going to move here from cat and cow into child's pose. So remember with this one, if again this is too much, do this with the fists. You're going to inhale, drop the belly down, lift the head and the heart, and then as you exhale, just round your spine, just a little bit. Forehead might kiss the floor. Inhale forward, scoop the belly down, lift the head and the heart. Exhale around your spine. So either on the fists or with the hands out in front. Inhale. And then exhale. Really round in the spine. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more like that. Nice deep inhale. And a full exhale. 1 more deep inhale. Come forward, lift the head and the heart. And then a full exhale, round, and then into child's pose. And then just flatten the forearms down onto the floor and breathe super, super deep. Nice. Beautiful. And then same thing, roll the hands back, press into the palms or make fists, lift up, come onto your toes, and then we're going to come to stand again. So do that any way that feels good. Beautiful. Really nice. Give the legs a good shake out. Shake the legs out, shake the arms out. See how you're getting on. Nice stuff. All right. So from here, we're going to move through Warrior 1, Warrior 2, Reverse Warrior, and Side Angle Pose. What? Yes. All of this is going to happen, and you're going to do it all with me. All right. So have the feet about hip width apart. Step your right foot back. So you see, nice giant step, and then the right toes. They're just spun forward a little bit. Now, for most people, our hips are tight. So we're thinking about getting our hips square onto the top edge of the mat. If your right hip, like mine, is shooting off this way a little bit, you just widen your stance. So even your feet could come off the mat. Doesn't matter. When you take your next inhale, press into the outer edge of the back foot, bend into the left knee, and then just sweep your arms up. So you just come into your Warrior 1. Get a nice wide stance. Nice. Try and find You know, the hips squared onto the top of your mat. They don't have to be perfect. You can clasp the hands, whatever works for you. Keep this back leg nice and strong. You can always have the hands at heart center, or you can keep the hands on the hips. It doesn't matter. All right. Take one more deep inhale. Then as you exhale, just step your left foot in. So the front foot steps in, so your ankles are somewhat lined up. Lengthen out your arms. This is going to be warrior two. And then bend back into that left knee as you press into the outer edge of the back foot. There we go, warrior two. So think about both sides of the waist. There's a tendency for this to happen where, you know, your torso will track over the front knee. Bring it right above the hips, tuck your tailbone in, and then the arms are engaged. You can look down the left arm. You can look to the side. I don't mind, it's up to you. What we're going to do, we're going to flip the back palm, or bring the back arm down, and then flip the left palm up. Take an inhale, and then just lengthen here, that top arm, and then come into reverse warrior. Nice. Couple of breaths. One more deep inhale. And then as you exhale, you're going to sweep the right arm forward. The left hand is going to just, or the left elbow will rest on your left knee. And then you come into side angle pose. So think about the outer edge of the right foot, and then these fingers up here, the right fingers. You see that line of energy that I've created? I will move between the two. Inhale, reverse it. And then exhale, side angle pose. One more, nice deep inhale. And then a full exhale. Final time to come up, inhale up. And then this time, bring the hands onto the hips. Walk the left foot wide again, and then see if you can look at the right foot, with the back foot. See if you can step it up to meet the left. And then give your legs a good shake out. Whoosh! Nice. I'm going to move to the other side. Otherwise, I will be facing the wall, and I feel like I'm neglecting you a little bit. But this time, I'm going to step the left foot out. The nice giant step of the left foot might feel different. Hands are on the hips. See if you can spin your two hip flexors, the hip points here at the front of the body, forward. Bend into the front knee. Sweep the arms up. Breathe super deep. Nice. So this is your warrior one. Make any adjustments that feel good. Maybe clasp the arms. Maybe the hands are here at heart center. Whatever works for you. And then walk that right foot in a little bit. So when you look down to your left ankle, they're kind of lined up. Sweep your arms up, engage the shoulders, and then bend deeply into that right knee. Warrior two on the other side. Nice. Really engage your shoulders. Maybe flip the palms up, flip the palms down. Yeah, it's hard in the legs, isn't it? So let's bring the back arm down, flip the front palm. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Take a couple of breaths here. Feel the lovely stretch through the right-hand side of the body. As you exhale, left arm up, right palm up, rests on the knee, the elbow of the right arm, side angle pose. Nice. You got it. Tips of the left fingers, outer edge of the left foot. That's where your energy is, all the way down this side of the body. Inhale, reverse it. Looking out for the light. Exhale, side angle pose. Inhale, reverse warrior. Nice. Exhale into your side angle pose. One more time like that. Inhale, reverse. And then exhale, side angle. Nice. Come back to center. You can do that any way you want. And then this time, bring the hands onto the hips. Then just walk your feet or heel toe them back together. So you're standing right in the center of your mat. And then just give your legs a little shake out. Really nice work, everyone. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come and sit back down onto our mats. So let me make a little adjustment here with the camera. Beautiful. Really nice work. So sitting on something if you want, maybe a block again. Just put your mind forward. Get nice and comfortable. And then like we started the class, bring some length back into your spine. And then what we'll do, we'll clasp the hands. Just going to inhale the arms up. As you exhale, it's a little bit like a cat-cow. You're going to exhale, push the palms forward and round your spine, tuck the belly in. Inhale up. Nice, stretch up here. And then exhale around your spine. Inhale up. Exhale round, tuck your chin all the way down. Inhale. exhale. 2 more times. Nice deep inhale. And a full exhale. Final round. Nice deep inhale. Expand. And then a full exhale. Bringing the hands down. And then you can unclasp the hands. Bring the hands down. And then remove whatever you're sat on. Bring your feet out like we did at the start. And then just drop the knees to either side again. Really nice work. Nice movement in the hips. And then what we'll do is we'll come with our sit bones down on the mat, and then we'll have our feet about hip width apart. Line your feet over the long edge of your mat, and then see if you can bring your fingertips forward here. Then lengthen one leg, lengthen the other, walk the hands forward, and then come into Dandasana. This is staff pose. Make it pretty relaxed so the legs don't have to be pushed in. Press your palms down, try and find some length in your spine. Tuck your toes back towards your shins. And then if you wanted to now, you can really zip the legs up and really press the length of the legs down into your mat. Breathe deeply here. Nice deep inhales. Full exhales. One more like that. Nice deep inhale. And then your fullest exhale. Nice. And then from here, keeping the hands down, just roll onto your back, support yourself as you come down, and then hug your knees in towards your chest or towards your belly, and then just rock out on the spine. You can do this a lot. You can make big circles, little circles, maybe keeping hold of the knees and just guiding the knees round in a nice big circular movement, whatever feels good for you. Beautiful. Really nice work. And then come back to center. And then what we'll do is we'll just bring the soles of the feet together and then let your knees fall open. So really enjoy that connection of your feet. And then bring your arms out super wide. So this is getting deep into our relaxation, just the final couple of poses. This is an inner hip stretch. So just let the knees track down towards the floor. Just breathing super, super deep. No tension in the hips. Spine is relaxed. And the awareness is just on the flow of your breath. Nice deep, rich inhales. Full releasing exhales. 2 more like that. Nice deep inhale. Full exhale. Then one more time, your deepest inhale. And your fullest exhale. Nice. From here, bring your knees back together and then hug your right knee in towards your chest and lengthen out through your left leg. And then with the right knee hugged in, just hug it in just a little bit so it hugs towards your right shoulder. So a little external rotation. So the knee's coming out just a little bit. You don't have to do this a lot. It's gentle. And then bring the knee back to center and then just hug it across the body. So it's an internal rotation. So the right knee goes towards the left shoulder. And then just release and then swap over. So you lengthen out through the right, basket grip around the left knee or the left shin, doesn't matter. Nice deep inhale. Hug the knee in towards the left shoulder. So again, you're just opening the hip out just a little bit. Don't force it. One more deep inhale. Full exhale, and then come across the body and then hug the left knee towards the right shoulder. So you just bring the knee across, and hopefully feeling this in the front of the left hip. Take one more complete round of breath, everyone. It's gone all chilled out all of a sudden, hasn't it? And then a full exhale. And then keeping the left knee hugged in, hug the right knee in to meet it. Any final movements you want to do before your final pose, which is Shavasana. And your legs will go nice and long down your mat. Beautiful. Bring your palms up. I always worry that I'm going to fall asleep here, but the idea is not to fall asleep. The idea is just to drop deeply into, your final relaxation. Maybe one final wriggle of the fingers and the toes. And just feel your bones sinking down onto the surface that you're in or you're on. And then really gently in your own time, in your own way, just begin to bring a little bit of movement back into your physical body. Maybe start with the fingers. And then maybe the toes. Wriggle them out. You can drop your chin down to one shoulder. You can drop your chin down to the other. Maybe give yourself a full body stretch. Stretch it out. Stretch the arms above the head. Maybe yawn it out. Oh, it feels good. And then one final time, hook your knees in. And then roll over to one side really gently. Make a pillow with your bottom hand. Maybe close your eyes for a moment. This is just our transition from Shavasana to seated. And then when you're ready, press into your top arm, press into your top hand, and then we'll come all the way back to a seated position. Beautiful, everyone. Really nice work today. All right, sit nice and tall. Maybe notice that clarity within your body. See if you feel like you've created space, both physically, emotionally, energetically. And when you're ready, bring your hands to heart center. Nice and simple here. Wholehearted bow. Really appreciate yourself. And I mean that. Don't mean it in just a flippant way. Really appreciate yourself. Wish yourself well. Wish everybody else well. Namaste. Thank you so much, everybody. It's kind of ended very chilled out today. We never quite know where we're going to go, do we? We go on this little journey together. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for your messages. Thanks for checking in. If anything else that you need to ask me, then feel free. Go on the Facebook page of the Virtual Village Hall, and then you can ask away anything that probably didn't make any sense. I'm going to go home and have a shave. I've got one more class to do, and yeah, I'll be nice and bright and shiny. Thank you, Irene. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Pauline. I'm relaxed as well. Worked today, didn't it? Always works. All right, guys. I'll see you all next week. Thank you to the Virtual Village Hall for hosting, and thank you to you guys for turning up. Without you, it wouldn't happen. So thank you for all of your support. Namaste, Satnam. Have a good one.